We're going with Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris.
I'll probably go Chuck Norris. Heard some small stories about Bruce Lee, not like just only doing like other stuff, but Chuck Norris actually going in the tournaments and actually fighting. So Chuck Norris.
The feeling of seeing like a body just like drop cold in the mat, it's beautiful. It's just you applying the technique and seeing that it's just one touch, it's just 1 second, and the body just drops cold and the person cannot move,
Everybody says, you get your top 5 athletes out there, on the basketball team. You got Barkley, you got Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, all that. Who's your top 5 fighters you walk into anywhere, ain't nobody fucking with, you guys knocking everybody out?
Shit, I got Francis Ngannou. I got Izzy. Okay. I got Demetrius Johnson. And I got Kamaru Usman. Oh, I got one more?
No, you included. You included. So
Nikes or Jordans?
I go with Jordans all day. I'm rocking some right now, bro.
What you got on? Let's see real quick, man. You got the 13s on? What you got, bro? Man? Let's see. He walking into the gym. Retro 5. OG, white cement. Take us into the locker room with you. So when you're walking out of there and your name's being announced, what's going through your mind? Are you?
MMA Locker Room there. Pub Sports Radio, Second South. Don't worry about the mother shows. We the best out. You already know, man. We're back Friday night. Got to get you guys some exclusive, interview footage. It's 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. My time here on the West Coast, Cali time. No UFC going on at all this week. No Bellator at all. None of that. Got some PFL going on right now. On the cards. Looking like the PFL Challenger Series kicking off. Then tomorrow you also got you do got some LFA going on too. So, not just that, you got other MMA going on too. You got the UNF 4 event going down. That one's going to be headlined by Curtis Millender taking on, what's the name? I think it's Saman or Man. I forget the name, but it's some good MMA fights going out, tomorrow. So without no further ado, I was like, all right, man. Well, what can we do right here on Seconds Out? 24 hours out at that. So I reached out to a few people. Got somebody in the backstage in the locker room. Gonna be bringing him through right now. He's gonna be talking about pretty much his up and coming fight tomorrow for the belt, 185 at that. So let's go ahead and bring him on. He goes by the name of Curtis Millender. What's good, my man? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Good, man. So what you got going right now, man? You got a fight coming around the corner, 24 hours or what?
Yeah, man. Chance, it's trap season. Going to get that title tomorrow. Added to the trophy case.
Yes, sir, man. So what exactly is going to be the outcome of people that's asking, because I got a lot of people over asking like, hey, last time Curtis seen him in the ring, he got poked in the eye, wasn't able to finish the fight, so a lot of people still want to see you in action. So what can they expect tomorrow when you take on, what's the guy's name exactly? I don't want to murder him.
Amir, something with a bunch of consonants.
Got it. Okay. All right. So what can we expect tomorrow then? For people out there?
I'm itching too as well. So I've always since that last show in October where I didn't really get to fight. I've been itching to get back in there. So been in the gym, working hard, training hard. Got back with Mike Harris, my strength coach. So.
I'm selling a bunch of tickets, put the asses in the seat, but I'm gonna do some flashy, get the asses off the seat. So.
Okay, all right. So you say that you got back with a strengthening coach. What's going on with the? Can't hear. Let's see. All right, now can you hear? No. Okay, I can't hear anything.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Okay. Let's see. Try to come out and come back in real quick on it. No? Oh, yeah. He can't even hear me saying that. Okay. Let's see now. What about now? Are you good? Oh man. Little malfunction going on with the sound. Okay.
Hear anything?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, man. So as he's getting right, he's gonna come back out and come back in. For the people that don't know, so Curtis Millender, made his name on the local scene out here, fighting for LFA. One of his first big fights, he fought Kevin Holland, I want to say, in that fight at LFA. Then after that, he got his call to the UFC about 2 fights after that. He was doing a lot of like real real first round knockouts and stuff like that, head kicks and stuff. So that was his first way pretty much into the UFC. Got into the UFC. Man, I wish he was here to tell you more about it. I'll let you tell him the story though when he comes in. Took on Thiago Alves, man. And pretty much, I mean, he had like a stunning knockout, got fight of the night bonus, got a TKO bonus, and from there the ball just started rolling, got wins over people like Max Griffin, and then just beyond that, made his stay in UFC. After he was done with the UFC, went over to Bellator, fought some notable names in Bellator too, but just didn't stay there. Got to spread his wings out to PFL too as well, and fight a lot of knowledgeable names at PFL. So one of those guys I've been around the world and didn't seen a lot of fights, didn't seen a lot of organizations. So I'm trying to get all his insights on everything, the deep inside stories about the locker room right now, asking him, the nitty gritty about each organization, So, yeah, we'll see. I know he's trying to set back up right now. I know he's having a little bit of problems with his phone.
Here, let me hit a commercial real quick, try to get a hold of him or something.
All right, go ahead. Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys. Man, now that I got you guys here, man, let me ask you guys something, man. What do you guys think about all those fights that just got announced today? I mean, officially, what's like one of the most, I would say, underrated fights that got announced to me? I'm going with Ian Gary, man. I'm hyped to see Ian Gary, man. That's the fight I want to see right there. Of course, you got Izzy versus Piera, Masvidal versus Burns. Come on, man. I don't know how I feel about that one. Masvidal versus Burns. I got Burns in that one. Yeah, I'm gonna take Burns in that one. I think the betting line is gonna be pretty high on Burns too in that one once that gets released. But yeah, man, UFC got a lot of fights that just got released. So yeah, man, I can't wait for that. He's about to come in right now. He's just fixing something, just communicating with them through the cell phone. And then besides that, Bellator. I mean, Bellator's right around the corner next week. We're going to be live covering it. I mean, Ryan Bader versus Fedor. Fedor, come on now, man. Y'all remember him in Strikeforce, versus Dan Henderson? The legend's going to be gone. So, that's going to be the main event. You got Johnny Eblon. He's going to be defending his title on that one. Going to be looking forward to that one. You got Lorenz Larkin on the card. You got Darren Caldwell on the card. I mean, you got Jalen Bates on the card. You got Jornell Lugo on the card. Oh, man, you got Asa Falguera on the card. Wait till you see her. Oh, man. Ooh. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Royal Rumble. Man, see, so I'll be honest, man. I've been looking for it for a while. I want Cody Rhodes. I seen he was at like a minus 150 somewhere.
Rock's gonna win that shit.
Who? Nah, man. I got Cody Rhodes.
Plus 500.
No, that's my second one though. That's my second bet, But I think no matter what, they're gonna have Cody Rhodes win it, and then Cody Rhodes beats old boy for the belt, and then they're just gonna have Rock challenge him for the belt for the next fight. You know what I mean, on the next day, and then Roman Reigns retains. You feel me? Oh, you like the way that sound? Roman Reigns retains. Oh god damn, man, I shouldn't have stopped rapping. Fuck. Yeah, man, but yeah, man. So hey, don't be asking questions, bro. I don't know you like that, man. You feel me? But yeah, besides that, man.
You imagine if that happened. Nagano comes out in the Rumble. I didn't even think about that, bro.
That would be crazy. Imagine Ngannou tosses
But
everyone
guys like
off the
that have
ring.
no shot in the in the business.
They should do Tyson Fury versus Ngannou at WrestleMania. Imagine that. Speaking of WrestleMania, man. So speaking of WrestleMania, we're just speaking about.
This shit connected to the goddamn headphones.
Oh, this. It's all good, man.
I was gonna say it too. I'm like, I think the wireless thing's just hooked up.
Hey, you came in at the right time, man. I was keeping them captivated on WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. We'll just get into that real quick. I told him Cody Rhodes going to win the Royal Rumble, defeat Roman Reigns for the belt. Then Rock is going to challenge old boy for the belt the next day, and then Roman Reigns retains. What's your thoughts on that?
I did pick the Cody slot for my Royal Rumble draft pick was Cody slot because if he doesn't win, it's stupid. I for some reason I feel like it's not gonna be him to uncrown Roman. I think it's gonna be what I think they're gonna do because the last time they had the whole like double champ situation, they did it to where it was like a triple threat match, like two out of three falls. The first fall.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago or something, right?
Yeah, I think they're gonna do something like that.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if Brock is in there, but I think Roman keeps at least one of them.
And then Rhea Ripley for the women, right?
I hope not.
Oh, else they bring up.
I like what she's doing with
that her clique, her little group.
Yeah, I think it's like still a little bit more time to fill that out. I feel like it's a couple other ways they can go. I feel like they might put it back on Alexa too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Could see that, man. Hey, well, I mean that's the wrestling talk right there, man. Enough about that. That's going on, but man, let's get to talking real quick, man. You had some boxing matches that was a few matches that was canceled. Then you had a quick knockout in there. So for the people, out there, tell them what you've been up to and what's been going on with your last couple of fights besides that.
Man, I was supposed to box December 1st on my birthday. Unfortunately, I got sick during the weight cut. I didn't make weight. I was only a pound and a half, 2 pounds out, but my opponent's coaches, not my opponent, he was down, but his coaches wouldn't let him fight me. And then the eye poke in Canada, but we have that rescheduled for March 31st. So, we'll get back up there.
Wait. Let me clear this up. You said you what now? You have that fight rescheduled with KB Buller for this March 31st?
Yeah.
On Unified MMA or whatever that the thing is, right?
Yeah.
That's official?
It's not official. It
okay.
is verbally agreed, so, but that's
okay.
For their 50th show. So, we it looks like that's what it's gonna be, and then I'll take a little time off, defend this up next title in the summer. Probably go try to get another one up in Canada in the fall, December. Fight Club, and that's it.
That's what I like to hear. No, that ain't it. It ain't no it. It ain't no it. You know what I mean? We ain't stopping. That's what I like to hear right there, man. That's what I like to hear, man. So for the people out there that's not familiar with Up Next Fighting, because I really wasn't either, I do know a couple of people that fought in the promotion, but now that I looked it up, I was like, oh, okay, that was the person, that was the promotion. What is Up Next Fighting? Who's running it? Tell us a little bit about that organization.
Up Next is a great show. They have a strong team behind them, a lot of great sponsors. A lot of their shows have really good causes like this. This time stop bad meds, and it's all going towards getting the bad meds, getting the fake meds out of there. The fentanyl epidemic is crazy right now, so there's a strong message behind this card, which is really good. We have, but these guys have been around for a long time. I've fought 3 separate times, pretty much. And I think every facelift that the promotion has had, but one I've fought on. So I fought for them Lights Out back in the day, Lights Out MMA, and then they went to CFX, which I was their first welterweight champion. Then they had the Lights Out, but during the Lights Out era, I was in the UFC, so of course I didn't fight there. And now they have the Up Next, and they're back putting on amazing shows, and I'm down to put on the show.
Got it. So it was kind of like a company that you already, worked for, already did shows for, already fought for, and then now
Yeah.
it's like, all right, you definitely couldn't entertain that because you had other things on the table, bigger things at home. Now it's like, all right, of course, I'll be right back here, fighting for a good cause too. Because I seen that hashtag for it, and I was like, man, that's kind of interesting. I wanted to know like what was all about it. But yeah, that's
it's a dope promotion. George Bosmanian is really close. I've known him for pretty much the whole time I've been a professional in Southern California, as well as Steve Bash. So they have a great team behind them.
And so you've been walking around, fighting your last couple of fights at 185 now. What's the difference in Curtis at 185 compared to that welterweight?
I'm happy to see, I carried the speed, and, the speed has always been a big part of my game anyway. So I think that's why I'm still able to perform and do the things that I do at 185, just because my speed is, if anything, I've gotten faster because the guys are getting slower. So with these guys cutting this amount of weight and, trying to be the bigger guy, they're sacrificing that speed. And when you get in there with somebody like me that's going to be faster and very knowledgeable on how to counter and, waiting for you to make mistakes, it can't be good for you.
Okay. All right. So what about this, man? For the people out there that want to know, are we ever going to see Curtis get that submission?
I don't know, man. I'm working on it. It'll happen eventually. I just the one person that gets subbed. Nobody wants to be the one, man. It's in the arsenal, man. I have a great ground game, especially a great top game. I have a 100% takedown rate. Every time I've gone for a takedown in the fight, I get it. So like that people, Curtis needs to get the rest of the world. When I get out wrestled, I'm getting out wrestled with some of the best guys in the world. Like the rest of you bums, sit the hell down, shut up. Like it's a different game. I don't fight no bums. I've never had an easy fight. So it is what it is.
And then let me ask something too. I mean, now you're like under the den instead of CSW, or is it still CSW the den, or what's the?
It's just the den.
Right. Got it. All right, that's the vibe I've been getting. I talked to Richie Miranda and stuff, so been getting that vibe. So what's the difference now in the training approach now since it's just the den compared to where you've been for years at CSW?
It's not going to be too much different. Ben Jones is, now we're at his gym. This is his gym. He's still running the curriculum. The only thing different is that we just, we don't have Eric Paulson to go to on a daily basis. Like we're still able, there's no bad blood. We're still able to go over and do night class at CFW, but that's the only missing thing. That element of, being under the same roof with Ben and Paulson together. It's not there.
Got it. Okay. All right. And so how is this, man? How is it like to be like literally the guy from the gym, the star per se, the first one to break out, the one that all the OG, the one that all the, BGs are looking up to as the OG, and seeing all the, young prospects now coming under your wing, and now they're flourishing and stuff like that. They're all looking at you too. So how's that feel, man? How's that pressure and spotlight been?
I love it. I love seeing my younger teammates go out there, get wins, get opportunities. I I love them all. I understand. I'm the older dude in the room now. Like I said, like this is my last year. So once I'm done
Nah,
December,
stop that, bro. Stop that. I already told you, stop
I'm
that.
done after this. After
Nah.
this, I am gonna be like I'm excited to actually be able to sit back and really put time. Like 'cause right now I'm selfish because I know what's coming for me. So I'm selfish with my time. But I am working. Like I sit down, I kind of put a curriculum together. So when I'm done, I can really, really help and put time into the rest of my squad. Not really be like a hands-on like assistant coach, but I want to. I got it's time for me to start putting some time into my kids. Their athletic futures. So I got it's time for me to take the best. I've been being this selfish fighter for 10 years. So.
All right, man. I got it. Like I said, I hear you, but it ain't happening, man. I ain't letting that happen. You already know, man. So it don't matter, bro. It sounds good and all, but we gonna work it out, man. It's all nah, bro. Not at all, man. Not at all. But yeah, hey, so my man Jeff Slaughter, the owner of Puff Sports Radio, man, big supporter of yours and all. You got a question out in the chat. Let me see. He says, do you have any superstitions or family traditions?
Man, I wouldn't say superstitions. I'm not. I don't really believe in bad luck, karma, all that stuff. Like if something's gonna happen to you, it's gonna happen to you. But I do have little things that I do with like every fight. Like I like to buy like the express underwear. That's like one of the things I do every time. But whether I get them or not, it's not gonna change the outcome of the fight. Like I'm gonna go out there and do what I gotta do.
All right, and then my man Billy Briz, you already know he's rocking over here at Puff Sports with us. He says, "What's your thoughts on the slap league? Would you ever do it if Dana gave you the call down the line?"
Man, I don't know. I mean, nah, man. I seen just like they posted like the little 3 minute like clip the other day, and I was watching like, yo, if you get dropped, it's a wrap. Like you don't get your get back. I don't know.
Right, and then if they go first, it's like, wait, like I don't even. Was I in the fight? Did I slap? Like what? I don't know. It don't matter. You're done. Like what? You just made a viral video off me.
One of my boys from the body shop, Chris Archer, he's in the house. So I'm curious to see have some conversations with him about it. But like I'm good, man. I need my get back. I don't give a damn if I'm stumbling and I can't go. At least let me get my slap and just look at my eyes. If it look like I can't go, just all right, bro. You got your back, but you ain't gonna let you get it again.
I feel it, man. I can't mess with it, man. Let's do this, man. So I'm gonna bring up some names. Tell me exactly like what was going through your head with those fights, what was going on with those events, what was going on with that city and state that you remember that come to mind. All right, we started off like this. 2017 LFA, Kevin Holland. What do you remember about that night and fight?
I remember being sick. I remember being really sick that day. I had like a cold, really bad cold, and but I just like it. I just knew he wasn't gonna be. I knew he wasn't gonna be able to out talk me. I knew he wasn't gonna be able to out strike me. Didn't really do much on the ground either. So I had more success on the ground because I just knew that I was gonna shut him down in every position. But with that being said, after that fight, I knew that was probably one of the best guys I fought. I knew he was gonna be what he was. Like it was like I'm like, oh, that dude was good.
Yeah, no, you got the respect after that, and you didn't lose it. I remember. Yeah, all right. Let's talk about Matthew Frankel. That was LFA 24, round 1 head kick. Fight didn't last that long. 38 seconds in. What happened, Curtis?
I think my favorite thing about that fight was when I walked into the cage. It was a dude. I heard him. Like I looked at him right in the crowd. And he was like, "Yo, you're about to get your ass kicked. You're about to get fucked up." I'm like, "Okay." So if you watch that video back, I drop him with a head kick, and I'm walking around, and I'm like on the opposite side of the cage, and I remember what dude said, so I just bolted right back across and like look at him like I told you, and then that that was like my favorite part about that fight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go on to this one, man. 2018, Nick Barnes, LFA 30, head kick round 2. I want to say that was the main event, and I want to say, because I was there at the event, I want to say, I think you were down in that fight. My eyes don't deceive me, but
That
I
first
think
round,
right. Okay, got it. So yeah, I just got to keep it real. That's my man and all, but like, I think you were down in that fight. But then, what happened in that second round?
Man, you were actually with me that a few hours before the fight, like drive me around and everything, and I just wasn't there. It mentally, I was not there. I couldn't get warmed up. I was just even backstage. I was like trying to fake it, and I couldn't fake it. But I remember how close I was that second round. I remember how close I was, and I was already setting them up with things. I just remember how close I was to changing my life. I was like, well, life still gotta change.
Head kick, bro. That shit was classic, man. I mean, classic. That was one of those ones that LFA was using as, the little commercial and stuff like that. So what happened after that fight? Like, who was on the phone? Like, you know what I mean? So after a head kick knockout like that, when everybody was saying he needs finishes, he had 2 head kick knockouts in LFA, the breeding grounds for UFC. Oh, my man, Andy Marine, he was in the chat. He was actually at that LFA Kevin Holland fight with me. I see you out there, man. He actually drove me to that one. So, yeah, I was driving you around. He drove me to that fight. So that's my man out there, man. But, yeah, what happened after that fight, man?
Man, it was literally the next night, like 24 hours later. Uchenna, coach, my striking coach, who I believe he's watching right now, too. He always used to make the joke like, yo, like I'm horrible with my phone. Like, man, watch Dana White, the UFC gonna call you and ain't nobody gonna be able to get a hold of you. I remember having my phone off that whole day because I just was mellowing out, chilling with the kids, chilling with the fam. And I believe one of them called Ashley. And then she's like, oh, well, you need to call. So I called Mike, my strength coach, and he's like, he told me, and then Ben told me, and then it was just on the bathroom floor, screaming and crying.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. Got that call to the UFC, man. Like that's. I mean, you put in that whole work. You know what I mean? Ever since you decided to make MMA your career, and then it shows like, hey, I did the right thing. I picked the right thing. It's to me, I look at it like a rapper making an album. You know what I mean? Getting a deal. It's like, cool. You finally got a record deal on a big label. And it's sold. So it finally shows like, yeah, man. You had a message, and you finally made it. So let's get into it, man. 2018, Thiago Alves. What was going on with that fight, and how did it feel to be in your first UFC event? What do you remember about the fighters around you, the crowd, and just being in there, the announcers and everything?
That fight, I every time I tell that story about the fight, I'm like, yo, God couldn't beat me that day. Like I was just I had a different energy. I was on a different level. Nothing was gonna make me nervous. Nothing made me scared. I didn't second guess anything. I knew exactly what to do. I knew I was gonna go out there, clean them out, change my life. And
man, so what benefits or what bonuses did you receive from that fight, from that night?
I got that $50K knockout bonus.
Man, $50K knockout bonus, man. First fight in the UFC, man. And I still remember it, man. All the announcers and stuff, high praises. They was all doing the John Jones comparisons and stuff, And yeah,
what's really that one is that Jimmy Smith was commentating, and back in my Bellator days, my first run in Bellator, he was the announcer, and I remember telling him like in between Bellator and UFC, when he was getting to UFC, like, yo, I'm grinding, I'm working. It's not going to be the same. We're not going to. I would always see him, and when we did the fighter interviews, the fighter meetings, I told him like, yo, this is not the same Curtis, man. I'm like, I got something for whatever he thinks he's going to do. After the fight, like I walked over to where he was sitting. I told him, he was like, you told me. So
yeah, gratification on his highest, man. Well, because this one I remember vividly. UFC 226. Right after you got that win with Thiago Alves, I was actually telling you and saying, "Hey, man, I think this is gonna be your next opponent. I think this is gonna be your next opponent." Then you hit me on the card and was like, "Hey, I'm fighting on the John Jones card." And who was it against? And how did that go for your results?
Max Griffin, man. I'll dog him out. I mean, he got the takedown in the first round, but didn't do anything with it. Like all of them do, they just hold it. I guess I'm a great coach. But other than that, man, he didn't have anything for me. Nothing at all.
What do you remember about that night, though? What do you remember about that event? Anything that stands out? Because yeah, that was Jones on the card.
No. That was
Okay.
Cormier and Miocic, the first one.
Oh, okay. DC. Okay.
I think there's one story I tell about that one. We were backstage. I shared like a locker room with Paulo Costa. Me, Ben, and Lieutenant were facing the wall. And when I tell you, I heard a shotgun go off. Everybody kind of like flinched, like, "Oh shit!" Like, what happened? We turned around, and it was like Paulo Costa like kicking the and I'm like, "Yo!" And he was fighting Uriah that night. Uriah, that's my boy. Uriah Hall, that's my boy. And I'm like, damn, like that.
That's going against your yeah. Like that's the noise right there. Yeah.
So,
damn. Okay. All right. Let's move on from that, man. Now you're fighting in your backyard, LA. I was at that one. I remember that one. Tell us about that fight with Sair and what happened backstage, or if you don't want to speak on that, you don't got to. But what do you remember about that fight?
Definitely one of the toughest dudes I fought because he ate like 10 of my right hands, and I was cracking them clean. And definitely tough. The lead up, the build up to the fight, even after the fight, the fans from Afghanistan, animals, on my social media talking about my kids, it's gonna kill you. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Damn.
So that fight was even like I'm kind of expecting because my opponent Amir right tomorrow, he's from Afghanistan. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go through this again. But luckily, I guess he's not that loved over there. So I didn't get that. I didn't get that many people coming at me.
Yeah. See, so that's All right. Well, that's pretty much that end of it. Tell us about your extent real quick with the PFL, and what do you remember about fighting Rory McDonald and Magomed?
Man, the Roy McDonald experience. I just wish it was on different terms, man. Honestly, when I say I have a dream fight, it was Roy McDonald. It's always been somebody I always wanted to fight. Roy McDonald always said it. And the fact that I had to be like short notice or, not really prepared for it, that's what sucks. But I do value the opportunity and the experience. So it's still, even though, the fight didn't go that long, it's still one of my favorite fights because, I got to get in there with somebody who I've always wanted to get in there with.
Man, that's some real stuff right there, man. He said one of my favorite fights, even though the result wasn't there, anything like that. But yeah, that's so in a sense, like, yeah, man, that's what's up, man. I like that. What about the one with Magomed? What do you remember in that one? Because I remember you had that guy's leg messed up bad in that first round.
Messed up to this day, I just, if I would have just, chilled a little bit longer, maybe hit him with one or two more, I probably been looking at $1 million. It really, really changed my life again.
I like it, man. It's all good. No, so we just talked about the little memory lane stuff, man. So for the people out there, where can they see your fight tomorrow? How can they catch it live? For the people out there that want to tune into you.
I have all the links on my Instagram page. You just follow me at Curtis170. Everything's there. I don't know the name of the streaming service right off the bat, but it's all posted on my website. You guys can even go follow Up Next Fighting. It's posted all over there as well. So, and these guys are putting on like some great fights. There's some really good matchmaking on the show.
Got it. Yeah, no, man. I'm definitely gonna be watching, man. And it gotta feel good to be the main event and a title on the line. So I mean that definitely gets the motivation rising at an all-time high, right?
I mean, shit, you tell me somebody doper in California.
Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. All right. And last but not least, man, who's gonna be the people out there in your actual corner for this fight besides Ben?
I got Ben Jones, of course. Mike Harris, my strength conditioning coach. Uh, my best friend Lloyd Fuentes. Just there because it's been my boy for 25 years now, and then my boy Jacob Huikawa.
Got it, man. Got it, man. It looks like the den staying busy out there. A lot of young, hungry lions out there, and one lioness out there too. I seen, so they need to watch out for her too.
Yes. I believe she's up in 3 weeks from this week, so it's gonna be she's something special. She's something special.
Hey, she is, man. She has the same mentality of her man, the psycho killer and all that, but like in the female mentality. So I'm all invested. I'll be talking to her all the time on Twitter. I'll be like, oh, I see 40 in the background. She's like, oh, you know him? I'm like, man. Yeah. All right. Hey, before we go, man, I got your favorite fan right here, man. She wants to ask you a question, a question about the fight taking place and everything like that. You want to go ahead and
Yeah. So
you say go ahead.
So what is your moves when you think if you're going to win? What do you think is going to be your moves?
It's gonna be either a flying knee or a stepping knee. It's gonna be something to do with my knees. Whether it has to be with his knee. Belly button.
Something to do with his knee, a flying knee or a step-in knee. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
right. Scram.
Remember, you heard it first.
Hey, she heard it first, man. You already know, man. She's starting off young with it too. Hey, but yeah, man. So right now, man, you want to shout out any of your sponsors or anything like that you got going, the den or anything like that? The floor is yours before we end it out.
Of course, man. Shout out to all my teammates over at the den. Me and Ethan from the den are going to put on a show tomorrow. Shout out to JP23, Choco Social, Dime Industries. Yes, shout out to Dime Industries. Tequila Mandala, and that's it, man. Of course, like I always say, anybody who's ever helped me get to the gym, if you ever give me a ride to the gym, gas money to the gym, I appreciate you. I thank you. If you ever bought a ticket, I appreciate the love and support.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's where he gets the name from right there, man. For the people out there asking, man, that's just who he is right there, man. So you heard it here first, man. MMA Locker Room right here. Curtis Millender stepping in, seconds out. Don't worry about the mother shows. We the best out. Hey, we'll see you guys next time, next week, same time. Peace.
Sure.